everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse DC vs. Vampires Vampire Batman. Not only that, but this is the Knightmare edition. This is a gold label McFarlane Toy Store exclusive. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, part of the gold label collection. A gold label figure is simply a retailer exclusive, whether it be Target or Walmart. This one is a McFarlane Toy Store exclusive, at least in the US. DC, bat symbol, Batman from DC vs. Vampires, Knightmare Edition, McFarlane Toy Store exclusive, limited to 5,250 pieces. Here's the front of the box, the side, other side's pretty blank, the back, Vampire Batman at the bottom. There's the barcode if that helps. This is one of McFarlane's deluxe figures. Remove the outer sleeve and expose the figure inside. So with no further ado, let's open him up. And here's this Knightmare Vampire Batman next to the original Walmart exclusive release. Alright, now that this figure out of the package, here he is with all the accessories laid out. We have a large display stand, collector's card, display stand for the collector's card, and then an axe. Before we take a look at all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is their third Knightmare figure. First they had Batman as Hellbat armor, then the infected Batman, and now this Vampire Batman. Now, when they say Knightmare variant, I think it's something scary. This doesn't really look scary. It looks more flashy. Covered in gold. Batman has squandered his wealth. The Wayne fortune. Looks like Liberace Batman or something. I mean, it's a visually, I guess, kind of a cool design. But I don't think Knightmare is quite the right word. So let's take a closer look. This guy's done in the Hush Batman body, just like the Vampire Batman. Now he has a vampire head, but the gold is just, I don't know, not very intimidating. Maybe like Egyptian mummy or something. He's got a little bit of sort of damage on the cowl here. Vampire face, teeth, skin is all black. Gold highlights, large bat symbol on the chest. He's got these sort of gold, I don't know, on top of his hand. Double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. Gold cape flowing to one side. We've seen this body many a time. Like I said, I don't know if Knightmare is the right word. Just not really scary. I think it's much less scary than the regular Vampire Batman. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. Good detail on the cowl and the teeth. But the black paint kind of gets rid of any other details you might see. Now let's check out his accessories. Starting off with the boring stuff. And most of it is all boring stuff. He's got this large display stand with a gold bat symbol on it. Rectangular shape. It's got a peg for the peg on his feet. And it's fairly hollow. Then we have his collector's card. As you can see, it's an image of the Vampire Batman. Batman, Knightmare Edition. On the back, certificate of authenticity. This is number 1024 out of 5,250. And if you want to, there's a little display base for your collector's card. Now we have his axe. It's a large axe with a bat symbol on it. The blades have a little bit of sort of damage to them. They've been used a lot over the years. Of course, it's done in gold and black colors. And there's a little spike at the bottom. And then here's Batman holding that axe. Now to check out the reuse and differences between this Knightmare version of the Vampire Batman and the regular version, and it's 100% the same figure, same sculpt, same articulation, just a different paint job. So let's take a look. Starting with their faces here. Now you can see a lot more of the detail here as it's painted properly. It's not all done in black. A lot of the detail is lost on his chin and his mouth. This one looks better, looks scarier. This one just as an interesting paint variant, gold and black variant. As we go further down, the detail's a lot better on this guy. The color scheme is really, really cool. It'd be kind of nice to give this guy a regular head and regular hands, see how that looks. Like I said, not really sure why they went with this sort of a look for the Knightmare figures. I think they could have done something a little scarier, a little cooler. Here are all the figures that utilize the Hush Batman body 100%. From the legs, to the arms, to the chest, to the cape. Maybe some different heads here. We have a total of 8 of them. And these Batman figures also utilize a lot of the parts from the Hush Batman. Some minor differences. We have the Batman as Green Lantern, Year 2 Batman, Batman vs. Spawn Batman, bunch of 3 Jokers Batman, and Hugo Strange's Batman. Now they've taken a pretty good look at the figure and his accessories, let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing about 7.4 inches tall, which can translate to almost 19 centimeters. And if we go to the top of the ears, 7.5, maybe 7.6 inches tall. And for his articulation, now, really the biggest complaint I have about this guy is I feel like he's just a tad too large, but that works okay for me. And the head and neck is one solid piece, which is annoying for head swaps. Rotates around. It's good articulation, all things considered, but I just don't like the fact that they're connected. Wish they were separate. Shoulders on a ball joint, goes out good 90 degrees, up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got the butterfly ring between his shoulder and chest, increase the range of motion, covering the gap, bicep cut, double jointed elbows. His wrist can rotate, and it's hinged as well. Torso has a ball joint, rotate around, forward and back. Another one is waist, rotate around, forward and back. Between the two, pretty good range of motion. You get a little more out of the torso and the waist on this guy. Legs completely does the splits. McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation is really good on him. Legs go forward about that far. Back not much. Double jointed knees. And then his ankle. Forward and back. Rotate. Tilt rock. And of course, toe articulation. For this next scene, we're going to switch to a church-type diorama. Vampire in a church, kind of poetic. And a closer look at this vampire Batman in a church of Gotham. And then here's the Knightmare version of the vampire Batman in the same church. Now let's check them out. Next to some other action figures, starting off with some other Knightmare and vampire McFarlane DC figures. Here are all the figures in McFarlane's Knightmare collection. We have Batman in his Hellbound armor, Vampire Batman, and the Infected Batman. Rumor is the next one is going to be Azrael in Batman armor. That should look awesome. And then here he is with the entire vampire collection. We have a total of 7 figures here, and I'm not sure what the next one coming out is, although I really hope to see a vampire Wonder Woman and Batwoman. And here, next to a Mattel Red Rain Vampire Batman. DC Direct also made a vampire Batman like this. I have one of those in the box, but not out of the box. Now let's check him out. Next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here he is, next to the Amazon exclusive Court of Owls 3-pack, Nightwing, Talon, and the Court of Owls member. Here's his Vampire Batman, next to the Norm Brayfogle Batman. And here he is, next to the Batman vs. Superman wave. We have Wonder Woman, 3 versions of the Armored Batman, Doomsday, 2 versions of the Knightmare Batman, and 2 versions of Superman. Then, next to the Zack Snyder's Justice League, Armored Darkseid with Throne. Here he is, next to Wave 8 of the McFarlane Collector's Edition figures, both the regular and Platinum Chase variants of Lightning Lad, Geoforce, Simon Baugh's Green Lantern, and Grid. I currently have 8 of the 12 figures in this wave. Still need to find both versions of the Chris Reeve Superman and Mr. Terrific. And now, with the Amazon exclusive Arkham City Batman vs. Solomon Grundy Detective Mode 2-pack. And here he is, with the regular and Platinum version of Jonah Hex. Then, with the 3rd digital wave, Silver Age Joker and Earth 2 Robin. I'm on the hunt for 2 Black Tux Joker figures. If anybody knows where I might be able to get one for a good price, or can help me out, please let me know. They're popping up at both GameStops and Walmarts right now. And now, with the Amazon exclusive Arkham Asylum Glow in the Dark Killer Croc. And finally, with the Amazon exclusive Shazam and Freddie Freeman 2-pack. Now let's check them out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a McFarlane toy, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the large action figure lines I collect, and work my way smaller, and I'm going to include as many Batman figures as I can during these comparisons. Here he is, next to several other McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman figures, and now, with some Jack-specific wrestling figures, and some Diamond Select toys. Here's this Batman, next to a large baking potato, and here he is, with some DC Direct and NECA Batman figures, then with both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures, and now with some Mezco and Mattel Batman figures, next with some Mafex and Hasbro Marvel Legends, and finally with some SH Figure Arts and Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, it's a cool Knightmare, Vampire Batman, whatever you want to call him. I don't even know why they're making these things. I'm a completist. I love the variants. But why are they making the Knightmare variants, these gold and black things? It just isn't very scary. What shelf do you put them on? Do you put them on the vampire shelf? Do you put them on the Knightmare shelf? I'm going to guess we're going to be heading toward having enough for a vampire Knightmare type shelf eventually. I don't know. I think the regular version is much better than this one. Really, all the Knightmare figures, I kind of feel that way. Hellbat is probably the best one. This one looks very similar to the Infected. And just sort of flashy Batman. Flashy, evil Batman. Not scary, but flashy. The accessory's cool. Articulation, the original body's fantastic for Hush. If I were to rate this guy, probably give him a 6 out of 10. And I'm kind of leaning toward a 5.5. It's not a bad figure. It's just a why figure. Not even why are they making variations of him. That makes sense, but it just isn't what I would think of when I hear they're making Knightmare versions of these figures. This gold and black color scheme is not what I would picture. So this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate you can do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.